You know, the VA kicked off a plan years ago to end homelessness among veterans by the end of this year, 2015. Well, we've got a little over 5 months to go, so our team checked in to see where everything stands.
Well, Jamie, it's a joint effort that plans to get homeless vets off the streets and into permanent housing. With summer flying by, officials are still calling their timeline very doable. For Keith Coaxum, coming home was the biggest struggle.
That's the hard part, and that's the contradiction, because you're trying to save face and you're trying to act like everything is okay, but really it's not.
A sergeant in the Army, 2 enlistments, and 7 years with the military under his belt, Coaxum felt lost. When he left the military in 1998, he says he bounced around doing odd jobs, never actually nailing down a stable income.
I kept reflecting on my service as far as the responsibilities I had, and now as a civilian, I couldn't even really take care of myself. So it was challenging to me.
Challenging jumped to a whole new level 3 years ago. Coaxum got a job as a cable tech, but still nowhere to call his own.
They provided us with a company vehicle. So I would work, and then I would end up sleeping in my vehicle. It was difficult.
He would call his van home for 6 months before coming to the VA.
You kind of feel alone. You feel like you served for nothing. It basically tears your spirit down.
With 305 homeless veterans in Baltimore City, it's a story Christopher Buser has heard before.
Anytime you have even one veteran who's homeless, it's a shame, and it's something that we need to address.
Buser is the chief of social work at the VA Maryland healthcare system. He's on the front lines when it comes to the strategic plan to end homelessness among veterans. With the goal of no veterans sleeping on the streets by the end of this year, Buser remains optimistic.
For our veterans, we look at housing as a basic human right, and we also look at it as health care.
The VA is teaming up with HUD, and earlier this spring, the two announced almost $65 million in HUD Veterans Administration supportive housing vouchers to help get thousands of homeless veterans into permanent housing.
It is amazing that we can see the progress when everybody works together.
Jane Vincent serves as the regional administrator for the Mid-Atlantic region of HUD. She says $1.5 million in vouchers made their way to Maryland. A great step, she says, toward their 2015 goal, which she calls very doable.
It should be a crime that we have a single veteran who has served our country, who has gone overseas, who has protected our rights in this country that we are so proud of, that they come back and they're going through a tough time and we aren't there to help them.
For Coaxum, seeing veterans calling the streets home is hard because he's been there.
It weighs on you to the point where you start giving up, where you stop looking for resources, where you stop believing that things will get better.
He's now working to spread the word, letting other vets know of the programs that helped to turn his life around. Programs that allowed him to stay at a mission, go through transitional housing, and hopefully his own apartment in coming months.
Honestly, if I hadn't taken advantage of the resources, I don't think I would be standing right now today.
The VA was able to get Coaxum into a veteran retraining program, which provided funding for him to go back to school for a year. He's now working at a methadone clinic.